In my desire to sanctify the name, Hashem, the Holy One of Israel, I offer this personal message to Israel and to the nations. This message is offered as a sacred call, a necessary rebuke, and a light of hope for every nation under heaven. I direct you all to turn to the words of the prophet Isaiah in chapters 42, 43, and 44. These are not mere poetic musings of an ancient seer. These are living decrees, divine announcements, echoing across generations and now demanding our attention. Today, these words are for us now in this generation. Behold my servant whom I uphold, my chosen one in whom my soul delights. I have placed my spirit upon him. He shall bring justice to the nations. Isaiah 42:1. This servant is not a single man. Isaiah makes it clear. You are my witnesses, says Hashem, and my servant whom I have chosen. Isaiah 43:10. This is Jacob, this is Israel, this is the Jewish people, not merely as a religious community, but as a living vessel of divine will. And what is that will? What is the task of this servant? Not to isolate, not to hoard holiness, not to be keepers of secrets, not to congratulate itself for not converting others, as many modern Jewish communities pride themselves in not taking in converts. No, the mission is to be a light to the nations, to bring divine justice, wisdom, and the revelation of the one true God to all the peoples in all the nations of the world. Let us speak clearly and honestly now. There exists today among the Jewish people a mindset that celebrates the fact that Judaism is not evangelical, that Jews do not seek converts, that we leave the nations to their paths while we quietly follow ours. This is spoken of with pride, with dignity, as a kind of moral superiority. We do not go out like Esau's Christian missionaries. We do not preach like Esau does. We keep to ourselves. But let me ask plainly, is this really what the prophets taught? Is this truly the covenant of Abraham, the charge of Sinai, the dream of Isaiah, and the prophets of Israel? No. This prideful withdrawal into your self-made ghettos is not holiness, it is spiritual negligence. Worse, it is disobedience. For what does Hashem say? I will give you as a covenant to the Gentiles, as a light to the nations, to open the eyes of the blind, to bring out the prisoners from their confinement, and those who dwell in darkness from the dungeon. Isaiah 42:6-7. How can Israel claim to be a light when it covers its flame? It hides its lamp under the covers and keeps it under lock and key. How can the Jewish people say they uphold the covenant when they refuse to teach that covenant to the nations? No one lights a lamp and puts it under the bed. This is not wisdom. This is your own fear disguised as modesty. This is isolation disguised as dignity. And while Jacob remains silent, Esau goes out into the world and preaches his false religion and deceives the world under what is supposed to be your watch. Yes, Esau, who is Rome, apostate Christianity, the distorted inheritance, he goes out into the nations not to teach truth but to sell his lies, to peddle his false gospel. He makes disciples not of Hashem but of a God-man idol, of a distorted pagan trinity, of idols and false doctrines. And the world listens to him. Why? Because Jacob has said nothing. He's hiding in his tents, afraid to confront Esau. Unlike Abraham, Jacob today is keeping his tent's doors closed on all four sides, fearing every stranger that passes by rather than inviting them in. The mission Hashem has given you, Jacob called Israel, is still binding, even despite the long exile. Hashem never annulled the promise that Israel was to be the light to all the nations. In fact, the long exile is part of that mission. God will not keep silent about this forever. Isaiah says the silence is ending. I've kept silent for long enough. But now, like a woman in labor, I will cry out. This cry is not wrath, it is birth. Something new is emerging. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Israel, do you not perceive it? Hashem says, I will make rivers in the desert and a path in the wilderness. What is this new thing? It is not new in essence. It is the old truth revealed in a new form. It is the wisdom of Kabbalah, the inner Torah, the Sod, the secret made visible, the Zohar, the Arizal, the Baal Hasulam, the Vilna Gaon. The light once hidden behind layers of law, now bursting forth to illuminate the world. And this wisdom, this light, is not just for the Jew, it is for the world. Many are waking up to this divine light and this wisdom from above. Lurianic Kabbalah is the universal light of redemption. The Arizal taught that sparks of divinity lie trapped in every culture, every soul. The Baal HaSulam warned that without the dissemination of this wisdom to the nations, redemption cannot come. He did not say this in metaphor. He meant it. This is the driver for the redemption. The Vilna Gaon saw that redemption must be hastened through human effort, that the secrets must not remain hidden forever. That action is required. So where is Jacob? Where are his disciples? Why does the world hear only Esau's gospel message? Where is the Talmud Yisrael for the nations? Hashem does not say, be hidden from the nations. He says, you are my witnesses to all the nations of the world. This is a plea and not a warning. Who am I to speak of warnings? Israel, you've been redeemed not for your own sake, but for the sake of the world. I have redeemed you. Remember these things, Jacob. You are my servant. Isaiah 44:21. 4. This redemption carries responsibility. The light you hold is not yours to keep. You were meant to be the teacher of mankind, the spiritual priesthood of the planet. Not by bloodline, but by calling. You say, let the nations be, but Hashem says, bring them to me. You say we do not convert, but Hashem says, make disciples, not of dogma, not of Israelite ethnocentric nationalism, but of truth, of Torah, of the oneness of Hashem, of the fact that Hashem will be king over all the earth, and that he will be one, and his name will be one over all creation and all nations, not just Israel. There is hope for the nations. The light is yours too, and to the nations I say, you are not abandoned. The time of your confusion and deception is ending. The age of false gods is collapsing. The rivers are now flowing towards the desert, the Gentile nations. The inner wisdom of Torah is available, not just to scholars, not just to mystics, but to every seeker of light from all the nations of the world. You too can walk the path. You too can attach to Hashem. Not through replacement theology, not through idols or man-made religions, but through the truth of Torah and the wisdom of Kabbalah. You personally do not need to become someone else. You need to become who your inner soul was always meant to be, a bearer of divine light, a vessel for the Creator. The house of Jacob was always meant to open its doors to you, for you having the keys. But now the doors are creaking open for you to walk in. The heavens are being unlocked through the wisdom of Kabbalah, and the light of redemption shining from the horizon. So I say to Jacob, arise, arise and teach, arise and shine, arise and fulfill your purpose. The lamp is in your hands. Do not let Esau hold it any longer. Make disciples, not of your culture, but of your covenant. Train nations, not in religious dogmas, but in truth. Let the Kabbalah, the wisdom of creation, the soul of the Torah, become the language of redemption. Israel, you are the servant of Hashem. You are his witnesses. You are his anointed one. The world waits for you. The time is now. The time to rise and shine is right now. Thank you for watching. This has been a presentation of Avraham Eminer. The views expressed here are mine alone and are not meant to be an authoritative representation of any one religious tradition.